Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Manchester United's comeback tour against Leicester City. Now, there's a couple of little points I'm going to do. Man United, they should beat Leicester at home. That's what we expect of United. There is an outside chance, and I'm gonna throw myself on the bus for saying this, that United might end up challenging. Not that I don't think they'll make top four because there's too many better teams above them, but don't be surprised if they start getting some runs together and starting pushing forward in this league, because they've got the players maybe to get into the top six and then see where they go from there. But there's a couple of problems here with Leicester, which I'm going to point out. As soon as I point it, you're going to go, what is this football team doing? Let's just have a little look here. You've got rubbish, not 4 or 5. You've got, look at how many players are here doing absolutely nothing. This guy is looking away from the ball down here. These are all walking, and there's this massive gap right here. So we've got a simple throw-in, and when we look at the throw-in, remember there's a defending team, and there's 1, 2 Leicester players, 1, 2, 3 Man United players. And you're like, well, hold on a minute. Shouldn't there be more defensive players than attacking players over there? Yeah, but they're all over here having a picnic in the middle of the field for some unknown reason. Just walking about. This guy's, I don't know what he's doing. This is shocking. Now, also, it's great creative play from United. I'm not going to take it away. The back heel is fantastic. But the absolutely poor defending here, you just can't make this up. If you said you'd got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players stood hugging in the penalty area while the ball's over here on a throw-in, you'd go, nah, that can't happen in the Premier League, Cash. No, it's not going to. Now, not only that, when this starts here, watch this player here. He pressures the ball too much. Now, he's caught between no man's land, so there's 2 players. So he doesn't want to overpress. Basically, you just want to sit between the 2, split the 2. You don't get caught in this situation, and that's what he does. Watch. As soon as that ball has gone there, he's caught between these 2 players because he's too close. He's way too close. So why he's getting close in that situation is because he's worried that, well, he's got to pressure the ball, but the ball can be played over here. Instead of this little pass, it's really creative because Ratface goes right around him like this, into this little gap. But the reason he's able to do that is because he's overpressured, and he should have realised there's 2 players. I can't overpressure. I have to split the 2 and step back a little bit. Now, in his defence, I'll say he's probably assuming that one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players over here having a picnic, and yes, we have moved it on, and no, that they haven't moved anywhere, would have been backing him up so he could have pressured it. Okay, so he's probably assuming that he's got a football team, that he's playing on one, and maybe someone else on the football team is looking to help him. It's not the case, mate. Unfortunately, you're out there on your own. Now, this is a quality little back heel from this little wee chappy here. He identifies this one little thing. This kitty here identifies this one little thing. This is where the pocket of space is. This is where they want to be shooting from. And he actually sets it up brilliantly with a nice little back heel. You don't see much creativity like that in the Premier League that leads to goals anymore because it's very formulaic and boring the way that they set up a lot of goals nowadays. But as the ball comes in, you can see, oh look, I don't know where he's running to. This is quite, sorry, there's someone on the back post completely unmarked. He suddenly realised, maybe I should be playing the football. And, oh God, what's gone wrong? Oh, if this cross comes in, I'm going to look like a right muppet. You look like a muppet anyway. All of you lot do. Quality little back heel. And this whole time, these 2 players have still been stood here, marking 1 player in the box, and there's 2 players marking. Don't know what you're doing. And this pocket of space is still open up. Fernandes has still got a lot of work to do. I don't like the player. I think he's a disgrace. I would never have him anywhere near a football team that I coach. He's just too whingy and complaining. That negative energy seeps through your players all the time. But when he does something quality, you've got to say it's quality. And this finish is quality. Don't worry. These 2 players are still stood in the exact same spot. This guy's moved miles, mind you. He's moved from about there to about there now. As Ratface just blasts in. So it's interesting on this strike as well. So, I can remember years ago, listening to, because there's so many bad coaches in England, by the way, they're awful. He was saying, if you hit the back of the net and the ball bounces before it gets there, it's a poor shot. He's absolutely wrong. I can remember this when I was a kiddie listening to this guy. He's absolutely wrong. Why this is such a good shot is because it bounces before the goalkeeper and then the bounce goes up past him. So even if he got there and dived, the bounce would have gone up over the keeper's hand. It's a really, really good shot, and also the accuracy on it was fantastic, and it's right into the corner. So yes, if you're trying to make those, it's an interesting technique when you put just a little bit on it, bounce, and it goes in. It's really, really good to do. Does it, executes it perfectly. But Leicester City, what are you doing? Let's get on to the next goal. Before we get on to the next goal, I want to point out a couple of United's errors because they're still there. This team still has massive problems. What are you doing? There's the line. You're playing them onside. There's the ball. It's going through. Thankfully, well, the keeper actually reads it. The keeper does a half decent job here. But there's more to him just having a problem of not understanding he's supposed to be keeping the line, looking to keep play this player offsides and keeping his line. That's just the first mistake, okay? If that happens, you can go, okay, he's got a bit of an error. He's made a bit of a mistake. He didn't quite, get the line we were supposed to be holding, and he's dropped, played the player onside and almost cost us a goal. That would be okay. We can work on that a little bit. But watch the attitude. Players in behind. Is he going to track him? No. He's going to completely and utterly stop and just go, well, we're just going to give up now and not carry on. No, mate. Look at the difference of the attitude here. And this is important because I'm going to come on to the attitude of some of the United players and they're changing it in a second when I show you one of their other problems that they've been conceding goals on through the midfield, and it's completely different now. So you can see, like, right there, his attitude is, if that's you, right, if you're playing, or any other player, you're busting a gut to go over there just in case, wait, he's onside. Well, I know he's onside because I played him onside, so I better get over there and cover. Doesn't. What's the attitude? Just stays still, couldn't care less, just stands there, doesn't even try to make any effort. Because let's be fair, if he tries to go round the keeper or do anything, you can be there. Because if he cuts in this side, you could have been there to deal with it. You're not. You're still just stood there. That is absolutely poor. That is poor. Move on just a little bit. The other players, oh look, they bailed me out. I'm still walking. Yeah, I know I made the mistake. Yeah, but who cares? Let's just see if I can show you one of those other little mistakes through the midfield that United make and the difference in attitude. Because they didn't act like he did, and that's the difference. We'll get to that a little bit in a minute, but we're going to keep the game in chronological order so you can see the progression as it goes through. Now, this is also something very different than the United have been doing recently. Ball goes out wide, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players looking to get into the box. This is the run that scores the goal. This is the run. This guy, I think everyone overrates him. I know he's young, but he's getting bullied. You can't develop if you're playing every single game in the Premier League as a young kiddie and don't get time to reflect and recover on, mentally and physically, because it's a drain, especially if you're not scoring. This guy just gets absolutely battered and falls over. But here we go. We're moving on just a little bit. You can see the run. Oh my God. One of the Leicester City players actually spots it, which is a shock. And he goes for a run for it. Don't worry. There's no pressure on the ball again. You can't afford to let, I think this, I'm not sure who this is delivering the ball here. It might be Casemiro, I'm not sure. No, Casemiro's over here. Delivering the ball. It's an actual quality delivery, but you've got Manchester United players making runs into the box. And if you've got players in the box, it's how you're going to score goals. It doesn't necessarily have to be a good delivery. It can be an own goal, and that's what I think this turns out to be. This little Hoyland kiddie gets knocked over ever so easily. The ball goes through. Bit of a botched header. And yeah, own goal. And the reason it's an own goal is because this covering defender is coming from the wrong side. He really can't do much about it. His starting position is over here, and he's coming and trying to do that because nobody is tracking that run. So he's facing his own goal when the cross comes in. So, well, that's where the ball ends up going. If you're facing that way and it hits you, it's going to go that way. So good delivery. The key is numbers in the box. And Leicester City not really doing much to defend it. Okay, this is the difference in attitude that Man United's midfield. So I think it was the Tottenham goal or the FC Twinkie that they played. The guy picked the ball up, just ran through and just kicked it into the goal. I think it happened like 3 or 4 times, games in a row. It happened over and over again because Man United's midfield just aren't good enough. They're just not. Same again. Picks the ball up, starts running past players, off he goes, boom, makes a little bit of a run, breaks, and then we go. I think this is Casemiro coming over to cover. Gets completely done. It's looking like a carbon copy, I think, of the Spurs goal when the same thing happened. And off he goes. the Leicester City player running straight at the back four. Can he get a finish? And off he's running. Oh, wait, but there's a difference this time. Wait, look, one of the Man United players that was beaten is, what's he doing? He's tracking back. He's actually working hard for his team and doing what he should have been doing all those games in a row when they let the players run all the way through and just score. I think 4 games in a row they let them do that. But now there's a difference in attitude. They're actually working hard. He doesn't really put in a good tackle. There is kind of but that's football. He just does enough to put this guy off. If he doesn't, he just gets to run in and pick a pass and score a goal. But he does enough. As he starts running, there's a little bit of a pass, but it's not a good one because he has to try to fight off the other player, and United end up winning the ball back. That wouldn't have happened 6 weeks ago. They would have conceded. Well, it wouldn't have happened 3 weeks ago whenever they had Ten Hag, because the team's attitude wasn't there. They would have let that guy run through unopposed after Casemiro had made the mistake here of getting dived in. They would have just let him go. Who cares? But they didn't. They're running back. I think this little wee chappie ends up tackling him here. And there's 2 United players. One of them's tracked him all the way from the half-line line back, which would never have happened a couple of weeks ago. There's 3 United players around the ball, trying to win the ball and not just giving them the free run of Old Trafford. You see the attitude has changed. And that makes you wonder, were these players hanging out Ten Hag to dry in the first place? Because if they can do it now, why weren't they doing it then? Let's get on to the final goal. This goal really starts here with Christian Eriksen. Old man on the ball with 1, 2, 3, 4 players around him, not really pressuring him, and he picks out a great pass. And it kind of goes like that. It goes, that's exactly how it goes, into the midfield area, just on the other side of the field. It's a great pass. When you've got an old man in midfield, if you give him time on the ball, he will pick out a pass, and that's what this old man does. It's a quality little switch right into the middle there. It's no real danger. Why? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players almost in front of the ball. You can't do that and leave the centre of the middle open. You call it central midfield for a reason, but you always have to have a player there, so this can't happen. You can't have an easy switch through the middle of the field like that. That just cannot happen. So this wee kid, he just picks it up and runs down the field, which is great. He doesn't try to make a pass, he just runs with the ball, and that's where things open up for him. Now we're down the other end of the field. You can see this little wee kiddie has got himself open, and now all they've got to do is find him. But look at the gaps here. No one really knows what they're doing. No one's close enough to tackle, and it's just too easy for United. They just get to do what they want. Now we're looking for the pass, and out it comes. When he receives the ball in this area as well, I would normally class this as sort of like a Marcus Rashford type goal. But he gets to receive the ball, touch it, roll it, flick it, and then shoot it before any Leicester player gets anywhere near him. Is it a good finish? Yeah, it's great. He has a lot of time to think about it, though. And sometimes when you have a lot of time to think about it, that's where you make mistakes because it's just not instinctive. You're overthinking it and you're hitting the ball too hard. But credit where credit's due. This wee man has a bit of a touch, has a bit of a think about it, turns it and wellies it into the top corner. Great little bend on it as well. But if the Marcus Rashford was taking that strike, you go, yeah, I can see him doing that. Yeah. And they're this sort of situations and scenarios where Man United need to orchestrate to actually score more goals. It's a quick, fast counter-attack, a ball into the middle, running with a ball, straight out, bang, into the back of the net. You don't see much of that, but they are scoring goals. Can they make a run up the league? We're going to see after this international break. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.